Now I am going to record that. So the next grammar is the first grammar of unit. Sorry, the first grammar. No, yeah, the first grammar of unit 5. That was the second grammar I was going to explain yesterday. Okay, so here now, people, we have request with modal verbs and mind. Do you know what is a request? Yes? Nope.
Repetition, repeat.
Do you know the meaning of request in English? Okay. Do you know the definition in English of request?
Of verb modal, teacher.
Eh?
You talk about verb modal.
No, about this request. What is a request?
A request is when you you want something
Uh-huh.
and you want get that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Right.
You use the request for get that.
Exactly. Right. You request when you ask something. Okay, when you need something and you ask a person to do that for you, or in this case, we are talking about help. Okay, so that is a request when you ask something you need. So we have different requests. In the first group, we have this can, will, could, and would. So they say these are informal requests. Okay, informal requests. They are informal because when you use them, it's like when you use it with your family, maybe with your friends, something like that, with people that you that are close to you. Okay, so the different requests we have I'm gonna write it here. Can you help me, please? This is really informal. Okay, it is informal because when you ask that question, it's like you don't give any option to the other person. Okay, it feels like that. You don't. If you tell me, teacher, can you repeat? It's like, well, teacher, you have to repeat because I need you to repeat. It's not like I can say yes or no. No. It's like you don't give the other person an option to decide. Understand? That is why it is informal because you don't give another person the option. Then we have, I'm gonna use could. Could you help me, please? In that case, it is informal. Gosh, it is informal, but it is polite. You know what is the definition of polite? Eh? What is the definition in English of polite?
Of that, teacher,
Polite.
life.
Uh-huh. Okay. If you don't know, it's okay. I'm
When
gonna.
people I know how to explain in English.
Okay, tell me in Spanish. It's okay. You
Ah,
can.
es cuando una persona lo educan bien, como educado, ¿no?
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. Polite means with education. Okay. That is the definition of polite. Let me write it here. Polite is with education. Okay? If you say please, if you say thank you, if you say good morning in the good morning when you arrive a place, that is that you are polite. You have education. So when you say could you help me, that is informal, but it's polite. If you tell to the teacher, teacher, could you repeat please? The teacher is going to repeat because you have education. Understand? Then we have will and well, I'm gonna use will. Will you help me, please? In this case, we are using will. It is informal, but looks like you are begging for help. You know what is begging? Eh? You know what is begging or not?
Begin.
Begging. ¿Mm?
No.
Yo tengo hambre también, no estoy hablando de pan ahí, pues. Be- begging means rogar, rogando. Okay. So when you use, will you help me, please? It's like you are begging for help. Maybe the other person is not going to help you, but you need help. So when you say, will you help me, please? It's like informal, and actually you are begging for help. Tú estás rogando, mendigando una ayuda, right? And would you help me? It's informal, but it's also polite. Would you help me, please? That is informal, but it's polite. Okay, that is the difference. They are all informal, but they are different. Okay, they are different. So, when you are going to answer to that question, to agree to that question, to say yes, you can use these phrases. If the other person asks, can you help me, please? You can say, okay, sure, no problem. I'd be glad to. Certainly. Of course. Okay, to say yes, that you are going to help to that person. And if
Teacher,
you are, yeah,
sorry. What what mean? Of course, I hear much the
okay,
person in this course in the movie when say of course, but
okay,
I don't understand.
okay. So you know the definition of sure.
Yes, teacher, sure.
It
It's
is,
similar.
it is similar. Exactly. It is similar.
No, half different.
Well, mm, I can say that they don't have difference, right? Because if I say, do you know wonder? You can say sure, or you can say of course. Okay. So they don't have difference.
I understand. I understand. Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
understand.
They are very similar. Very similar. Okay.
It as affirmation that
Exactly. Exactly. If you ask me, teacher, can I read the text? I can tell you, sure. Or I can tell you, of course. Okay, it's the same. Right. So, I was telling about, okay, so when you are going to give a negative answer, always you have to start with sorry. Okay, because here in the Dominican Republic, we don't say that like, sorry, but no. We say, can you help me? No. I can't, and that's it. But American people are very polite. So you have to say sorry before you give the reason why. Okay, sorry, but I can't because let's say I'm busy. Okay, sorry, but I'm tired. Okay, you can say that. But always, when you are going to say no, you have to start with sorry. Sorry, but I can't because I'm busy, because I have a test, because I'm hungry, because whatever. It doesn't matter. Always you have to say sorry first. And okay, any questions so far? No questions?
No, teacher.
Everything is clear there.
Yes, yes. I have a question, teacher.
Yeah, tell me.
Uh, why or or yes, why in the information say to this verb as modal verbs?
Well, because, well, in Spanish we say verbos modales.
Yes, I
I,
understand.
I don't know why they call them modal verbs. I should study that because I don't know. Actually, I don't know why they call them modal verbs. I don't know. Right. I will try to investigate. I will see if I have a video there where you can know why they call them modal because I don't know why. Not in Spanish or in English. No, I don't know why. Okay,
Okay.
but I will try to find why, right?
Yes,
Okay,
teacher.
okay. So we're going to see the second part of this grammar. I think we are not going to have time for the next grammar, but it's okay. So, miren, the second part of this grammar, pay attention to that because it's a little confusing. Okay. So we have would you mind? Okay, modal verb with mind. Well, as you see here, in the verb, when we use would you mind, it is formal. Okay, it is formal. And in the verb, we have to add ing. When we use this kind of question to the verb, you have to add ing. Would you mind helping me, please? I'm going to write more examples. Would you mind closing the door? Okay, well, let me write, please. No se quiere poner. Please. Would you mind closing the door, please? Also, I can say, would you mind eh, giving me money? Another, would you would you mind turning off the TV? Always with please. Okay, so as you see here, when I use would you mind, always the verb is with ing. Always the verb is with ing. Okay? Would you mind closing the door? Would you mind giving me money, please? Would you mind turning off the TV? Okay, always is with ing. Yeah, Ezequiel.
Teacher, what is the difference of using verb to be with the verb with ing or use mind?
Okay, in this case, the difference is we could say that is a rule. Okay, it's an
Repeat, teacher.
English, it's a
Repeat, repeat.
grammatical, it's a grammatical rule. Okay, When you use would you help, would you help me? As I said, would you help? It is informal. Okay, but if you use mind, then the idea of the question change. It is formal, but it's a rule, a grammatical rule. Okay?
Okay, that is for you see ing for modal verb.
Uh-huh. But when you use mind, okay, because remember, these are modal verbs also, but
Yes.
they don't have mind. If you use would, this modal verb plus mind, in that case, yes, you have to change the verb. You have to add ing to the verb.
Okay.
Okay.
Other question, teacher.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, i- um, the difference between a sentence
A
where
sentence.
a sentence where I use would and verb in infinity.
No, they don't have any difference. They mean the same. It's the same definition. Okay.
Ah,
It's the same definition, but I mean, we could say that the only difference is when you use that, it is informal. Okay.
okay, okay.
But when you use mind with the ing, the verb with ing, it is formal. That is the
Yes,
only difference.
I understand. It's only for using ing.
Exactly. Okay,
Okay,
mind, would you mind helping me? It
okay,
is like to make a difference between who you are talking to. If you say, could you help me? Maybe you are talking to your friend, maybe you are talking to somebody that is close to you. But if you use would you mind, maybe you are talking to, sorry, maybe you are talking to your boss, to the director of the school, okay, to the principal of the school. Okay, that is the only difference. The
okay,
first are informal, and would you mind is formal. That is the
okay.
only difference.
Okay. Then when I want use ing
Hmm.
with a modal verb, I have to use it
Mind.
mind.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. And then let me see. Well, pay attention to this part. Okay. Okay. Something that you have to remember is when you use would you mind, you have to use the verb with ing. But there is another thing that you have to pay attention. For example, you see here in the answers, they say, would you mind helping me? The other person says, no, not at all. No, I'd be glad to. In that case, that sentence means yes, you are going to help that person. Understand? When you say no to that kind of questions, that means yes. For example, I am going to write some examples here. Would you mind closing the door, please? Not at all. Not at all means you are going to close the door. Okay. So when you say no means yes, but that only happens with would you mind. And when you say yes means you are not going to close the door. Understand? With this kind of question, when you say no, means that you are going to close the door. You don't care. It's okay. You are going to close the door. But when you say yes, means that you are not going to close the door. Okay. I am going to use the example with would you help me? Would you mind helping me? Would you mind helping me, please? So let me change the color. Okay. If I say, would you mind helping me, please? If I say not at all, means I am going to help that person. Okay. I don't have any problem um, helping that person. But if I say yes, I mind, or yes, simple yes, means I am not going to help that person. Understood? You understand that part? It is confusing, people. It is confusing, but you just have to practice.
Yes, teacher, it's very confused.
Yeah, it is really confusing. So, well, let me tell you this part in Spanish, okay? Because you are
Okay.
going to understand a little better. When we say would you mind, when we say would you mind, would you mind means te importaría. Okay. Would you mind helping me? Means te importaría ayudarme. It is the same in Spanish. If I ask you, ¿te importaría ayudarme? And you say, no, no me importa. That means that you are going to help that person. ¿Entienden? Es el mismo sentido. If you say, ¿te importaría ayudarme? And you say, sí, sí me importa. Yo estoy cansada, estoy viendo televisión, no, no te quiero ayudar, whatever.
Okay.
Understand that part? It is like that.
Yes.
Exactly. So that is the meaning of that part. Te importaría, right? So, wow, too much information. But do you have any question about this second part?
No, teacher.
I believe no.
Okay. Well.
But
So,
teacher,
yeah.
eh, cuando
When,
when I use the would,
huh?
the verb is necessary use ing.
Ing. When you use would you mind? Okay. If you use would you
Okay,
mind, you have to use the verb with ing. Okay. But
okay,
if you
nice.
don't use mind, like in this sentence, okay, like in this sentence, when you don't use mind, you can use the verb, the base form of the verb. It is only when you use would you mind that the verb goes with ing. Understand?
Okay.
Okay. Any other question?
Teacher, we made the exercise.
Sorry?
We made the exercise.
No, I am going
No.
to send you that exercise, and you are going to do that exercise as homework. Okay.
Okay.
And tomorrow, I am going to correct that exercise in the Zoom. Understand?
Yes, I understand.
And I will let you know, people. I will let you know if we are going to have class together tomorrow or not. Because, for example, well, we had we had Rafael from 6 to 8, And then we have Wonder from Wonder was with us at the beginning because I wanted to show him that not everybody's coming to the class. So it's better for me when we join the class. Okay. For example, now, right now I have only 4 people. Deberían ser 8 y solamente tengo 4. De 6 a 8 tenía que tener 7 y solamente tenía 3. So it is better for me when I join the group.
Okay, teacher,
Pero yo
but
le voy a hacer saber. Yo le
but
voy a
it's
hacer saber. So,
but the classes start in the 7 o'clock.
no, but I will let you know. Okay. Yo le voy a hacer saber primero.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So, well, we finished for today. I was going to teach you another grammar, but it's okay. Demasiada información por un día, so la otra gramática se queda para mañana.
Yeah.
And in the video, I had the vocabulary. So you have to study the vocabulary from the video. I am not going to work with vocabulary here because I explain the vocabulary in the video. It's better, okay?
Okay.
So, people, if you don't have any other question, we finish. Also, I am recording this. I am going to